Welcome to Kash and Dash Unscripted with Owen Dashner
and Kaasch. I know,
so
man.
excited,
It's been so long. I feel like we haven't been here for a year.
It's like not hanging out with your brother. Like
it is weird.
Like, dude, what have you been up to?
I know. What have you been up to? Give me a rundown. What's been going on in the Kaasch household?
I closed on 4 properties this week as a realtor.
Fist bump.
My car wash after this week will be completely in the red with all the profits.
Oh, no. Okay, what? Why?
Oh, I mean, the really quick version is foam brush system went down. It's not as easy as you think. You know, everything's so simple.
Yeah.
But nothing's been simple.
Yeah.
So foam brush system
It's simple,
went down.
not easy.
Then the spotless free system went down. Still haven't been able to figure that out yet. You know, it's dumping all the product into the drain. So we put a new pump in. Don't know what's going on there. And then the big hit was the floor is settling in one of the bays, and it's got ground heating systems. And it's pushing on the retaining or on the foundation wall, causing a crack. But also, if it goes down much farther, it can snap the ground heating system.
Oh, okay. Because there's whatever.
Yeah. So
copper cable, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
There's actually water lines in there that push hot water through it all. So they're like, we're kind of surprised it hasn't broken it already. Wow. So now we're going to have to drill in there.
That sounds cheap.
Foam lift it. Yeah. Thousands. And so I'm going to be now negative probably $2 or $3 grand into this.
Man.
Into this deal.
The honeymoon is over.
Yes. But these are things that are going to, long time. I'm learning a lot with these repairs.
At least you don't have to evict the floor.
No evictions.
Right? You can handle this.
I can evict all the people dumping mud everywhere though. But so there's that. Had a birthday last week.
Happy birthday, bro! I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
You missed the good times, but we still had fun, and been a lot going on. I have some fun grind my gear stuff later.
You do? Okay.
We had some frustration, but other than that, I mean, really, been pretty positive year overall so far. I still have some things I need to focus on internally, but overall, it's been pretty good. What about you?
Awesome. Well, I have been basically a nomad for the last pretty much 3 weeks. So
has it been weird not coming in on Fridays?
It's been super weird. Yeah, I like Friday will roll around. We planned this, so this isn't like a unscheduled thing. So we told
everybody about it in the last week's episode.
We're gonna take a couple weeks here to get our act together. But so I hit the road to Branson, Missouri on a Monday, right? So this is what 3 weeks ago, and I had some meetings there, met with our GC, our site super. I met with our property manager and did basically a walk of the property, did some manual labor while I was there, all that stuff, which was great. It was time. That was an overdue visit. So did that. And then, by the way, so we live in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's about, by the time you pee and stop and get food and all that stuff,
the temperature's already changed 100 degrees.
It's 7 hour drive on the way down there. I mean, you can get there in 6 if you go like straight through and raw dog it. But so I'm down there, 6 hour drive back. So I come home. Now, my oldest daughter is really, really into the show Supernatural. I don't know if you've ever watched it.
Never heard of it.
You've never heard Supernatural?
No.
It's like 20 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
on what network?
All of them.
Oh,
like it's you. I mean, I'm surprised you haven't. I guarantee you've seen it. It's if you go to the gym, there will be a Supernatural episode playing.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's funny. There's some good actors and whatever. But
is it superheroes?
So it's more like supernatural stuff. So vampires, werewolves, demons. Lucifer, like all the angels and demons. That kind of a genre, right? Okay. She loves it. So she has a couple three favorite actors, and they were all coming to Comic-Con in Kansas City.
I forgot you went to this.
Yes. So I drive back from Branson. By the way,
did you dress up?
No, I didn't. I dressed up as a 51-year-old dad.
That was my outfit. Were you the only one not dressed up?
No, I wasn't. There was some of that. But I will say, I was kind of expecting, because I've taken her to, there's one called NebraskaCon that is actually in, for some reason, Iowa, where it's a smaller version of that, which is fine. It's not that big a deal. So I drive back. Avery, my oldest, I pick her up. Not pick her up. I'm home for a day, and then we turn right around and go back to Kansas City, because I drive right past Kansas City on the way back from Branson.
Of course.
So this Comic-Con is in the downtown Kansas City Convention Center, which is a pretty big. It's kind of like in Omaha. If you're from Omaha, the CHI is a pretty big convention center where they have conferences, concerts, all that stuff. Same deal. There's a hotel that's directly attached to the conference center or the convention center. So we get a room there. I go with my oldest daughter. It's just me and her, daddy, daughter, weekend. And she bought these tickets months ago and she saved up her money. She's like doing manual labor around the house. I've got her like blowing leaves out of the garage and all this stuff. So she saved her hard-earned money. And what she wants to do is meet the Supernatural cast and get an autographed picture with her in it. And so that's what they do, right? So she's geeked out about this. So excited. Cannot wait. She dresses up like one of the Supernatural characters called Castiel.
Yeah.
And we drive down there. She is talking nonstop the whole way. Get there, check in. Now, this is, by the way, a long day. So we get in Friday. They open at 11. One of the cast members has an autograph session. So she goes to that. And I'm like, this is gonna be a long one. So I brought my laptop and my Kindle and all that. But I'm walking around going through all the stuff with her and whatever. And she's good. She's like, Dad, I'm gonna go walk around by myself. I'm like, okay, great. I'm gonna go in the lobby, which is connected to the convention center, and just hang out. And so she comes, and it was a great weekend, but I was super drained after that. Like, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
But I had some really interesting conversations.
More drained than Vegas?
No, I think that set the bar. So we do this, and she has not stopped talking about it since we got back. So it was, we talk about core memories.
Yeah. Good dad moment.
Yeah. That was that. I mean, it's great. So I'm super happy for her. It's not my thing, but I'm trying to enjoy it with her and all that. And it was great.
What person have you met that you got the most geeked out by, or were nervous to
in person
meet there, like a famous person or something like that? Yeah.
I met Kevin Costner at Barrio's, random bar in downtown Omaha. You
used to bartend there, right?
I did, yeah. So I met Kevin Costner. I was pretty nervous for that. I bought. Do you remember Wade Boggs?
Yeah, the baseball player.
Yeah. He was a Hall of Fame third baseman for the Red Sox, and then played for Tampa Bay. Terribly.
That's when I followed baseball. I know
I was in Kansas City in Westport, and we went to a bar there. This is years and years and years ago, and Wade Boggs and Jack McDowell, and then some lesser known, I think he was playing for the Yankees, if I remember right at the time, which I hated because I'm a Red Sox fan. But they were sitting at a table, and I went over and I bought him around. Wade Boggs drinks Miller Lite, or he did drink Miller Lite, R.I.P. Anyway, I was so nervous going over that table, and I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing in town? And he's like, we're playing the Royals. Basically what he didn't say was dumbass, but that's what he was really saying. And I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, I just met Wade Boggs, like Hall of Famer, this and that. Cause I'm really into baseball.
Yeah.
And so that's probably the most nervous. What about you? You've met some pretty famous people. Britney Spears, if I remember right.
I met Britney Spears. I went with a group of people and Joe Rogan to the strip club once. Yeah.
Does Jory need to edit this out?
No, it was pretty chill. We did their marketing is back when I was in my 20s. Yeah. Met a lot of people. A lot of people from Saturday Night Live.
Oh, cool.
A lot of people, some are cool, some were kind of, pricks, but, always had good stories. But I've met some high-end, I've met A-class actors and artists over the years. The person that made me the most nervous to meet, and that's just because I was a super fan, and they weren't the highest importance. There's an old 90s alternative band named Candlebox.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I've probably seen them in concert. Do you really?
Yeah, I like that band.
Wow.
Now maybe.
So
that's.
I'm shocked.
Go for it. On the drive here.
Aiden just never ceases to surprise us.
I'm shocked.
I didn't even know who he was when we walked in because he didn't have a hat on. Yeah. He's got long locks.
So I've seen him at least 20 times in concert.
Wow.
And then also I just bought tickets because they're going to be at the Astro Theater this summer.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So
I saw them at the Horseshoe Casino.
Yeah.
Did you go to that?
Yeah, I was there.
They were not good that night. They did not have it. I was like, okay.
First time I saw
him, not what I remember.
First time I saw him play was probably 96 at the Music Box at the Civic Auditorium.
Love the Music Box.
Yeah. So was that what it was called?
No, Music Box was over on 76 and Kaasch. Music Hall.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. And Music Box have been there before too, but
yeah.
Anyway, we were sponsoring one of their shows. they wanted some, places to hang out, do their events. There were some introductions. I don't remember how it all came together. It was a long time ago, but with the Salty Dog.
Yeah.
And so they were doing like a meet and greet there. So we all I remember between Nightlife and Salty Dog owners, they all came together, and everybody knew I was a super fan of them. And I was trying to play it really cool. So they got to hang out with the whole band. We did 8 wings, did dinner, karaoke, all this stuff happened. But I was with my wife. And if you don't know my wife, she's a clean freak. And come to find out that Kevin, lead singer, is also a clean freak and is like an OCD.
Okay.
Well, my wife and him started bonding on their cleaning stuff that they use in the bathrooms. So before you know, they're talking about the chemicals they use to clean the.
Wow.
I'm like, we're hanging out with Candlebox and Kevin, and you're talking about how you guys clean the bathrooms.
Did your opinion of him go way down after that?
No, I just was shocked that this was the conversation, and I was like, hey, these are my signature car bombs I have. It's called a GT bomb, and did car bombs with them, hung out, had a good time, and I got a couple signed shirts. And I was like, I've never like really fanboyed or been a little nervous, and I was trying not to show that I was like a super fan.
Yeah,
but then it kind of came out when I was like, I've been like 20 shows.
Nice. So anyway, to finish the travel story here. So did Comic-Con, came back, was great, great deal for my daughter.
Bring that back around, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then this last weekend, 5 days ago, I spent Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Des Moines, Iowa, with my youngest daughter, who plays club volleyball.
Yeah. And
she had her last tournament of the season that weekend. And so what sucks about club volleyball, which you're going to find out.
Yeah. Who's she with?
Attack.
Okay.
With Council Bluffs team. Anyway. So
because we're like checking out all those teams right now.
Yeah. So she's playing club volleyball. She's a libero, which is she plays back row, defensive, basically a defense specialist. They're kind of like the quarterback of the defense. Mm-hmm. So I take her to Des Moines. Now, the thing that sucks about club volleyball is they will tell you, hey, there's a tournament this weekend in Des Moines, but you don't know if you're going to play in the morning or the afternoon until about 2 days beforehand. And by the way, you have to book the hotel well in advance. So we already booked the hotel. We already booked a dog sitter, house sitter, the whole thing. And then we find out on Wednesday when we're leaving Friday that, she doesn't play till the afternoon on Saturday. So we drove up Friday night unnecessarily, stayed in the hotel, spent money on that. Anyway, so that's a little irritating, but she played best games that she has ever played in her career. So that's fun. And they did pretty well in the tournament. They didn't, but that's not, it's not the point of it. So came back Sunday. My wife drove up separately with my other daughter, and so we kind of met on Saturday and all that. So it was just like a whole bunch of travel. And then again, we're going out of town this weekend for a 3-day wedding extravaganza in Kearney, your old alma mater.
Yeah.
And can you still call it an alma mater if you didn't graduate?
No, it's Stomping Grounds.
Okay, Stomping Grounds. And anyway, so she went to college there too, and our maid of honor in our wedding.
Oh, I remember her there.
Yeah. Oh, sure you do. She's a little older than you. Anyway, so a lot of travel, and so on and so forth. But the Comic-Con thing, coming back to the whole core memory conversation. So obviously this one, because my oldest daughter going to Kansas City with me and meeting these supernatural actors and all this stuff, she has talked nonstop about it. Like she's just like, I wish I had a time machine. I could go back and relive that whole weekend. It was like the perfect weekend. And that just makes me feel like I won as a
winning,
dad.
Right,
yes. Yeah. But it made me think about my own childhood and what made up kind of a few core memories. But let me ask you this. Do you have if you could think back of all the stuff you liked to do as a kid, what would be, if you could jam pack it full with your favorite things? And I know that it changes as you get a little older, right? So the stuff you did when you were 10 isn't the same as the stuff you do when you're 16, right? I get that. But we're talking kind of like the younger years. I remember like specifically
elementary school.
Yeah, elementary school, maybe like kind of middle school, junior high age. But I remember I had a Huffy bike, and one of my friends had a Mongoose, which was kind of the fancy pants, little, bicycle. And so we lived a little bit out of town. So I was probably a mile out of town, and I lived on this big hill. So I loved riding my bike, and growing up in the 80s and 90s, basically it was like latchkey kid thing, good luck, come home when it's dark, don't bother us type parenting. My parents were awesome. I don't want to make it sound like that, but I just loved riding my bike, meeting up with my friends. We'd go around and, play basketball, football, baseball, the whole thing. But I loved Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I grew up on a farm, right? Or kind of a farm. So we had what we call farmer cable, which was 4 channels.
Did you have a color TV?
We had color TV, a big console monster thing that weighs like 400 pounds.
All wood.
All wood.
Yep.
Yeah,
We had one of
a wood
those too.
cabinet. So I would bring out my blanket. I would have a blanket and I would lay it on the floor, and I would lay with my hands like just, sitting up on my, my elbows on the ground, laying down on my stomach, and I would watch like Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe.
Because you couldn't record anything.
No.
There was no cable.
No.
So that was your only
You
chance.
go to the bathroom and you miss a key part of the story, you're screwed.
Yeah, that was a great memory.
Yeah.
Those Saturday morning cartoons.
I
was talking about this with the kids not too long ago.
Yeah, Saturday morning cartoons. It wasn't 24/7 like it is now. You can literally look up anything you want.
But it was quality cartoons
it was
at the
great.
time. Yeah, it's like, no, Mom, this is my 4 hours because at 11 they're going to cut off and go to the news.
Yeah. So I'm like, and I've told you this, I was obsessed with baseball when I was a kid, and I played all the time. Like I remember I wore my dad out playing catch. I mean, just nonstop. We'd play in the winter. It didn't matter. Like every day I was always wanting to play catch and get better and work on stuff, ground balls, hitting, the whole thing. I remember I somehow we had to sign this waiver. I live, like I mentioned, kind of in the country a little bit. We ran an extension cord. Probably it had to be at least 200 feet long. We had like an extension cord tied to an extension cord tied to an extension cord, all the way down to this like field that we had kind of on my, where I grew up. And we got the school to allow us to use the pitching machine. And I took it home, and we had this, you're going to laugh at this. We had what we call a cow tank. It was basically like a big round, probably about an 8-foot diameter, metal, like aluminum or steel, basically watering thing, right? So you tip it over, it's probably 3 feet, lip on the side. It's like a little swimming pool almost. Mm-hmm. We tip it up, and I spray paint on the back side of that would face the road where people would drive by, and it said Dashner Stadium, Field of Dreams 2. So cheesy. I'm like cringing about that now, and I painted a strike zone on the other side. And I was a pitcher. I played a little bit in college and after college. And so I would throw until my arm was about ready to fall off. And I would have all my friends would come over after school, and we would just play until dark.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite things.
Oh,
and if somebody, and like the home run thing was, you hit it over a barbed wire fence into the neighbor's field. And then it was, man, I look back at that time and I'm like, that was the best. But I was so into hunting and fishing. I had guns. I went literally fishing every day after school during the season. I would go hunting every day after school until dark.
That's that small town life.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I had a hunting dog. One thing that happened to me though, I took my dog hunting, and we went to this other farm, and I remember I was driving this. My dad had this like rough, we call it the Gray Ghost. It was this F-150 with kind of not a lift, but it had like big tires. And I remember you had to get out and lock in the tires to 4-wheel drive. But I would have my dog with me, and I'd go to this place where there was always pheasant and quail. And I took him there, and my dog, and there were these really high, like reeds and stuff, like 10 feet high. You couldn't see, but there were pheasants everywhere. And I lost track of him. And he had like a thing on his collar that would jingle so I could generally hear him. Couldn't find him. It was really foggy. I panicked. And I'm looking for like 2 hours. Cannot find him. I'm calling for my dog. I'm crying. I'm like, you lose your dog. I mean, he's my dog.
Yeah.
She's my dog. And so I go home, tell my parents, they come back. We look every day for like a week and a half, and nothing. Can't find her. And I'd given up, and I'm a wreck. I feel guilty. I'm just heartbroken, the whole thing. So like 2 weeks go by, and I come home from school. I think my mom picked me up. I come home from school, and my dog just barrels into me. I walk in the garage door into the kitchen, And the next thing I know, I'm just getting like kissed everywhere by my dog, and like it's all over, whining and just so happy. And I'm just like, I'm almost crying thinking about it.
Found his way back.
A neighbor found my dog and didn't know whose it was, and then basically kept her in a barn and fed her in water and stuff. She was so skinny and just, oh my gosh, it was the best day. Like, I think back to that. I'm almost crying right now thinking about it.
It's really
crazy.
emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. But I also remember it was the best, man. I had a Nintendo, and it was like Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Tecmo Bowl.
Did you have the pad?
Are you talking about the
I had the glove, yeah, but
the glove? The glove was terrible.
I'm talking about the workout pad.
No, I never had that.
No shit. I just pulled some stuff at my parents' house, and then Nintendo.
It's still there.
I have the pad.
No way.
Yes.
But the worst technology thing that ever came along was the Power Glove. It was terrible.
Power pad.
What I'm thinking of is the glove.
I know. I'm talking about the power pad. That's
yeah. But I had the like cheater controller thing where it had the turbo.
The genie.
Yeah. I had that. So I kind of cheated a little bit in that, but it was so fun. I would play for hours and hours and hours at a time with my friends.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Oh man,
love those days.
Yeah. Do you have any other stuff that you loved to do when you were a kid?
Well, my family was really free range.
Okay, so you were on your own.
Yeah, yep. So we were in the middle of the city, but it was like, hey, lights are out, you're home.
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Street lights come on, you got to be inside.
Yeah. But I was a big explorer, so we had a creek behind us. Mm-hmm. We'd walk that creek up and down, and then I remember finding a huge sewer, like a main sewer line, and we walked it like miles inside there with our flashlights and just kind of discovering. And now I don't think I'd ever do that, but
you know what? One of the
to put in perspective, we lived. And if you're from Omaha, you know this, but we lived on E3rd and Western at the time.
Oh yeah.
And walked all the way to Westroads.
So that was what's the creek there? I can't remember.
It's Hillside.
Yeah. Okay. So here. Okay. So growing up in the country, I have my cousin and I. We had BB guns, pellet guns, 22s, like the whole thing. We used to shoot each other. Like we had war. We just called it war.
We did that with bottle rockets.
We did too. Yeah. In fact, I had this thing where I made like a triple tube, like rocket launcher thing, and I strapped it to a BB gun. So I had like 4 barrels on the thing with electrical tape around the side, and I could launch. But
my son never listens to this.
But I would tape Roman candles to it, and would just go to town. Yeah, just like trying to annihilate each other.
Glad we didn't take an eye out.
I shot my cousin in the head with a BB gun, like with a pellet right above his eye.
Yeah,
that's how stupid we were. You want to know what else we did? We would take 22 shells. Okay. So if you're not familiar with guns, right, there's, like when you put it in the chamber, a firing pin will hit it and it'll set off the bullet. We would shoot the shell with a BB gun. Okay. Are you following me?
Yeah.
We would, we'd have the back of the shell facing us and we would shoot it from a little ways back. Do you know how dangerous that is? I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of stuff we do. We used to shoot bows and arrows at each other. Like we'd go back in the backyard and launch them way up in the air and try to catch them. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is how stupid we were.
That's why people in Iowa don't live very long, Aiden.
I cannot believe we're still alive. Yeah. But some of the best times of my life.
Before I tell you the rest of the stuff here real quick, I have never gone hunting in my life.
Ever?
And
you've shot guns though, right?
Oh yeah,
I've done the range.
Yeah. But I've never gone hunting, but I didn't go on my first fishing trip till I was probably in my late 20s.
Okay.
So it just wasn't part of my life. But hey, so walking, along the creek, the sewers, a couple of stuff you're going to laugh. We had a railroad behind us at the second house, so we'd walk the railroads. We'd create forts on the railroads. We'd get underneath the bridges, went over underneath the streets, and we create forts underneath those. On those, then you look down and all you see is the highway. Mm-hmm. And then we construction sites. We get in there and just cause mischief.
Oh, so you were like an urban explorer.
Oh yeah, we had tons of that. And the one thing that I just realized and thought about, what I totally forgot about, is we used to do a lot of dumpster diving as a kid.
You did?
Yeah. So we collected. It started because we were next to a.
You just reminded me of something else.
A baseball card place. And they would dump shit tons of cards away in the bags.
What?
And so I remember one time we were walking by to go to the card shop to check it out, and we literally were just looking under because it was over full. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, there's a trash bag full of cards. And we're like, what? So then we start dumpster diving it every single week, grabbing all the cards out. And we're like, I can't tell you how many thousands and thousands of cards we got out of that.
Wow.
They would just throw them away.
Wow. So that's a gold mine. Check this out. One thing. I know you got something else here. So you were talking about dumpster diving. There was this. So we lived right across the street from kind of like a small like filling station and like gas station basically, right? And they used to have these trash barrels. And what I wanted really bad was so I don't know if you remember this, but Mountain Dew and I think maybe Pepsi had these bottle tops, right? You would pop the bottle, and on the top would be like these things. And if you got enough of them, you could win prizes.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to win like a gaming system of some type. And I drank like 10,000 bottles of Mountain Dew. Yeah, and these were like the glass bottles, you pop the thing and I'm like saving all these up. And I probably drank like 8,000 milligrams of caffeine as a kid. So this may explain a lot of my condition now. But anyway, well, okay. Before we got too far into memory lane here in Nostalgiaville, you mentioned you had something that grinds your gears this week.
Instead of grinding Owen's gears this week, my gears have been grinding.
A little flip of the script.
Dude, I'm going to have to just tell you about this real quick.
Does it involve the city of Omaha?
Oh, my God, yes. That's one of them. Got my third notice on my house in like 12 months. First one was because my tree was like too tall.
Okay.
But I had the best trimmed.
Your tree is too tall?
Yeah, it was right in front of the sidewalk.
Okay.
And like it's overhanging. And this tree.
Oh, the branches were hanging down too much.
This tree is actually trimmed and the best looking tree on the whole block of this 140-year-old neighborhood.
Okay.
And I'm looking up and down. I'm like, okay, so I just said, screw it. I just tore it down, right? And then I get a notice a month and a half ago. They're like, oh, your retaining wall's caving in and you got to replace it. I'm like, no, it's on the other cities. It's on a city property line. Mm-hmm. Took pictures of it. They actually agreed with me finally.
Oh, they did?
And then took that off. And then I get a certified letter 2 days ago, and it's like, oh, your sidewalk is broken.
Oh, I saw your post about that.
And you got over an inch of gap and da-da-da. No shit. I don't even know what was wrong. I went there and took a look. I'm like, am I missing something? When I took a look, I have one crack in one piece. Mm-hmm. There's no deflection. The sidewalk is
no
perfect.
Raised lip.
No,
it's just a crack.
It's just a crack. And then I went ahead and just like drove up and down my street to look. I'm like, there's people's sidewalks that are still red brick.
Yeah.
And here I am getting have an issue with my crack, which they want to charge me $1,000+ to do.
You should send them a certified letter back about the potholes. Okay. And why don't you pay attention to your own cooking here before you critique mine?
What did I do to get on this list?
Yeah, you're on somebody's list.
This is absolute BS here. The other thing is contractor pay.
Okay.
Guy who did the work, love him, but I'm just going to give my vent on this. Hey, he's like, hey, work's done, got this and this and this done. And I'm like, great. Gave final payment because that's how it works. Pictures are sent to me. Go to the property. Oh, these 4 or 5 little things weren't painted. Okay. Not hating on a person, just a situation, right? And I'm like, but I always pay when the work is complete. It's the only leverage you have, right?
Yes.
And so
you're never going to get them to come back.
So now it's been like 3 weeks. It's getting done today, actually. And then the question is, I don't think I have that included in the invoice. I'm like, no, it's definitely included in the invoice. Back to what I always want to pay when the work is complete because it's part of the agreed upon situation.
Yep.
And now I'm arguing with somebody that I don't want to argue this because I use this person all the time. Mm-hmm. And it was a light argument, but I don't want to have that contention. I just want to pay when the work is complete. So I actually gave my 2 cents on that. I'm like, this is why I pay afterwards.
Yeah.
So we don't have to battle this.
Yeah.
Because this is so minor.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good tip, actually, even though it didn't, sound like it didn't go very well for you. But
and then the last thing is I've been trying to buy a car for my wife.
Okay.
And been going back and forth, which is its own conversation. But we found a car that we really like. It just came in on trade that day, and of course they weren't willing to budge with me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is what I want for the car, which we're talking about $3,000 difference in total between the trade and everything. I'm like, let's get it done. Oh no, we're not going to do that. So I told my wife, I'm like, hey, I go, we can buy this and just get it done. I go, but it's complete BS that they're not working with us at all. Mm-hmm. So I go, do you want to just wait till this weekend and see what happens? So they got kind of pissy with me. They pulled the car off the website and make it look like it got sold. So Jessica's just like, oh my gosh, that's the car. We've been looking for this one for a while.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. Now it's off. And I feel bad.
Yeah.
So I get the phone call this morning. Hey, we wanted to get that deal done. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you still had it. Oh, you would do? Well, this is the price I'm at. So then they waver $2,000.
Okay.
And I told Jessica, I go, all of a sudden they're bending.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, she's like, oh, I'm like, but do you want to wait? Because they're not doing my price yet.
And
she's like, she hit me up like, we're in here in the studio. She's like, can we have a quick phone call?
So you're gonna be a new car owner here soon.
Yeah, soon. But yeah, it's just like, give me the damn price I want.
I know.
Let's not do this bullshit.
I that's probably one of the top 5 things that I least enjoy doing.
And I just want to go. I want to get the damn car like 2 years newer and just get the brand new one, get the lease, and I can fully write it off, and I don't have to pay the plates.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's not buy a 3-year-old car. Let's just get the damn new one.
Yeah. Well, that was fun catching up. By the way, next week I have some carryover stuff. I want to shoot. I had a really, really good day yesterday, but we'll save it.
We never hear about your good
I know
days.
this is unprecedented. I figured I'd lead off with season 2 of the pod here with a fun story about good stuff.
Okay.
So I had a fantastic.
So
day
maybe
yesterday.
it's gonna start saying what grinds Ted's gears,
Yes.
and then there'll be a positive segment for Owen.
It's a new season.
Yeah. Well, guys, we appreciate listening. We appreciate you tuning back into us for another season. 5 years later.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It was a crazy break, and it was kind of nice having those days off. But we appreciate you sticking with us, and it would mean the world to us if you shared the podcast with somebody else that you think would get something out of us. And if you are listening to this, you think that you'd be a good fit for the podcast, or business owner, or do real estate, we would love to talk to you. And go ahead and reach out to us on our social medias and just look up Kash and Dash.
Yep.
Or go to our new website, kashanddash.com.
Boom.
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 With that, Owen Dashner, we see us out.
On behalf of Aiden Bear, Ken Kaasch, and me,
Yeah, you.
you've been listening to the Kash and Dash show. We are still working on our outros and intros here, guys, so bear with us. With that, we are signing off.